Hey there, boys and ghouls. It's your friend Tats, and I'm back with a new video. Yeah, got a 4K Blu-ray that I want to review today, and man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't be happier about this. This is big for me. I know you're probably thinking by the title of the video what movie I'm doing the 4K review for, but I'll get to that in just a minute. Today we are going to review from MVD from their Rewind collection, their 4K Laser Vision collection. We have the 4K of Wes Craven's 1982 Swamp Thing. And wow, that's all I can say is wow. If you're a fan of this movie, you're going to be very pleasantly surprised. I certainly was. The amount of work and effort that MVD put into this set, it's amazing. And I will say, I'm sorry, if you're happy, if you love the two-disc uh, Blu-ray DVD combo that Scream Factory put out, if you're happy with that and everything, good. Good on you. I'm happy for you. But personally, I feel this really is quite an improvement over that Blu-ray, and I'm not the least bit sorry that I bought this. The one thing I'm trying to remember, I used to have that. That was the bad part. I sold it off the Scream Factory Blu-ray DVD combo. I sold it off to help pay for this, and it was my fault. I sold it off before I could get it. It's like I don't remember. Was the unrated cut on the? Was that on the Scream Factory edition? I don't remember because here you got on both the 4K and the Blu-ray, you have a theatrical cut which is 91 minutes, and you have a director's cut which is 93 minutes. The big difference, if you're not aware, there's quite a bit of let's just say lovely female, exposure. We'll just go with that, and we get to see Adrienne Barbeau and all of her, beautiful glory. Let's just say that. Well, not everything, but we get to see her topless and stuff, which still. So, and yes, if anybody's curious, yes, Adrienne Barbeau looks stunning in 4K. She really does. But this is a really nice release, though. You do get HDR. You got the high dynamic range, which really works in a lot of the scenes, especially in the swamp setting and everything else. You definitely see like the green, the green of the trees and the bushes and the weeds and everything else. And the scenery looks absolutely stunning. Also, too, some of the darkness and everything kind of really lends itself to making the daytime scenes look a lot more believable, like you are out in the swamps, in the shade, things like this, being covered over by the trees and stuff like this, so it does look great. I will say, if there is a bad side to this, though, I mean, it does, I know it's already been very clear, on DVD and then Blu-ray and stuff like this, but it is very clear in this that you are watching a man in a rubber suit. And personally, I think that's okay. And then, especially as you get into the third act, when Arcane takes he takes the serum and he starts to change into a monster, and you could clearly see, because you can see the eyes don't blink and stuff like that. You could clearly see it's two guys in a rubber suit fighting and all this kind of stuff. And honestly, I'm here for it because, I mean, let's face it. I mean, when you look at like a lot of these superhero comic book movies and shows that are being made now, and you see how cheap they're being made and how appalling the CGI is and all that kind of stuff. Give me a good story. Okay, maybe a little bit of cheese, but give me a good story and give me guys in rubber suits, and I'll take that over a lot of this crap that's coming out now any day of the week. You see the appalling CGI and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, give me guys in rubber suits. I'll take that. As long as it's a good story, which this is. And this movie is this is a movie I personally have always felt has always been very harshly and unfairly judged. And I mean, that's one of the things, like if you see apparently like Wes Craven, the late great Wes Craven, who he had oh man, like he really had some really good ideas for this movie. And according to Adrienne Barbeau, she said that the first script that she read when she agreed to do the movie, she said the script was phenomenal. And If they had not messed with his schedule, they hadn't messed with his budget, giving money, taking money, cutting away from his time and all that kind of stuff. Had he been allowed to make the movie that he wanted to make, like he would have made something just that would have blown everybody away. It's like we would have, like this movie would not be considered this, like cheesy B movie that it's considered now. Like we would be talking about this movie in the same league as we would talk about movies like Superman the movie or Star Wars or something like that, according to Adrienne Barbeau. And I believe her because, Craven was always a great storyteller. You can't deny it. I mean, that's the thing. Like these days, a lot of people that kind of seems to be a popular opinion is that, oh, Wes Craven, he only made two good movies, Scream and Nightmare on Elm Street. Everything else he made was crap. I don't buy that at all. And I know, okay, like for example, I know the Hills Have Eyes. I know everybody hates his version of it. They love the remake more. I'm sorry, I don't. I much prefer Craven's original movie, and I'll watch that any day of the week. And personally, like, I don't hate the remake. I mean, I do get some enjoyment out of it, but it's just, in my personal opinion, it's like the third act is really the only thing that saves that movie. It's like the last 30 minutes is really where the remake shines. The rest of it is just kind of like a not done quite as well remake of Craven's movie. That's just my opinion, but still. Anyway, I'm getting off tangent. Yeah, we got some good stuff on here. I'm sorry, it's gonna probably take me. It's kind of dark on here. If you see the back, so it's gonna kind of take me a second here to read some of this stuff. But let's see. We got the PG rated theatrical cut, the unrated international cut, restored remastered 4K UHD of 2023 with Dolby Vision HDR and presented in the original 1:5 aspect ratio. Audio commentary with writer-director Wes Craven, moderated by Sean Clark on the theatrical version. Audio commentary with makeup effects artist William Munns, moderated by Michael Felcher, also on the theatrical cut. Collectible mini poster, which I'll show you here in just a second. Then on the Blu-ray, you have all that stuff the same. Let's see here. We have Tales from the Swamp with Adrienne Barbeau. Hey Jude with actor Reggie Batts. The Swamp Thing, or That Swamp Thing with Len Wayne? I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm sorry. It's really hard trying to read this stuff here. It's dark on here. Creator of Swamp Thing. Swamp Screen. Designing DC's main monster featurette. Let's see. Good God. I'm sorry, folks. I really am. Normally, maybe you can read that if I hold it up there, but you pause it, maybe you can read it. I hope. I'm sorry. Just, man, I'm having trouble. My eyes aren't what they used to be. But overall, though, yeah, like I said, the picture quality is really good. Sound quality it's decent. Not great, not terrible. It's the 2.0 Master Audio HD. You also get a Spanish mono track on there. Yeah, in this, the bonus features are a lot of fun. Like I said, the interview with Adrienne Barbeau is actually really, really interesting. And so anyway, we'll go ahead. We'll take that out now. We'll show you the good stuff here. Of course, it's designed to look like kind of like an old, like sleeve of like a laser disc and stuff. You see the back. Sad to say, though, unfortunately, I'll show you the mini poster real quick first. There you go. I don't know if you can see it or not, but so you see right there, the track is supposed to look like like, what they call them, CEDs? I believe that's what they call it. The kind of like the dual format or the opposite format of Laserdisc, where you put, it comes in the cartridge, you put it up, you insert the disc into the player and stuff, You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's supposed to look like that. So, anyway, cool little poster there. And then, unfortunately, no reversible cover art. And then we get our discs here, which, are meant to, obviously the whole thing is meant to have a very retro look to it. But Blu-ray, obviously, 4K, obviously. So you're not, that's the thing. You guys are smart. You're not dumb. What's what. So anyway, but overall, wow. I am absolutely thrilled that I got this, and I'm not even the least bit sorry about it. This movie has always held a really, really soft spot for me. This is the first, I remember, this came out in '82, so I must have first watched it when I was like 5 or 6 years old. The funny thing is, though, is like, I know some people will probably be like, dude, that was really young to be watching this movie. It's like, well, you think about it, especially watching the theatrical, obviously it was a comic book movie, obviously kids were a part of the audience. Usually like, superhero, which that's what this movie is, it's a superhero film. It's got, monsters, it's got everything you would want in a movie. So, yeah, so I don't particularly consider like, oh, I was too young to be watching this or anything like that. I think I was part of the audience this movie was made for. And, rewatching this now, it's like, oh, wow. I appreciate this movie as much now as I did when I first watched it. And like I said, when you consider it to a lot of the comic book movies and shows that are being churned out today, and you see like some of these movies and stories have absolutely no plot, just nothing to it, and they're not well made. The action scenes are not fun to watch. The special effects are just, dull and lifeless, and it looks, almost, it just looks really, really bad, it's just like horrible green screen and all that kind of stuff. When you compare that to this, it's like, oh my, you're just making this movie look like a masterpiece by comparison. And, oh wow, yeah, did you believe it or not? It's like, I'm going to shock you folks, I'm going to blow your minds. Well, if you've seen this movie, I'm not telling you anything new, but it's like, for those who haven't seen it, it's like, man, I'm going to blow your minds with this. Would you believe this movie in 1982? We actually had a movie with a well-written, likable, strong, independent female character in the character of Alex Cable. Don't let this fool you. It's like you see her being carried by the creature, Swamp Thing, and all that kind of stuff. But if you watch this movie, Adrienne Barbeau is no weakling. She is very much a strong, independent woman. And, and the thing is like the way that Craven wrote the script, she is very capable of taking care of herself. She's smart, resourceful. In all honesty, a lot of the times she's actually very capable of fending off the bad guys herself. Usually, like, the only time really when Swamp Thing has to come in and rescue her is when she is completely outnumbered. Or, it's like when it's like come on, we're talking about like a 100-pound woman against like, seven, 250-pound guys and all that kind of stuff. She's clearly outnumbered. She's outweighed, she's outnumbered and stuff like that. So that's when Swamp Thing would come in and save the day. But a lot of the times, like, this is a woman who is very, very able to take care of herself, And so, yeah, it's like, would you believe that we actually had these things back in 1982? Oh, holy cow. Strong, independent woman. Who would have thought? And then, but, she's not written to be, like, I hate to say, insufferable. I know that's a word that keeps getting thrown around a lot, but she's not written to be insufferable. And then, oh my God, we also have some diversity in this, with the character of Jude. Oh my Lord, oh my God. We have a young black male character who survives, by the way. Whoa. Am I blowing your mind yet? Are you just, like, are you flipping out right now? A young black male character who survives, and he's actually a hero of sorts. And, we got diversity in this movie. Holy cow, who would have thought that something would have existed in 1982, back in the Stone Age, But anyway, I know I'm being sarcastic, but still. I could just remember watching this is a movie that got me, I admit I'm not the biggest superhero fan in the world, but this is one of the few superhero movies I really absolutely loved and enjoyed. and I could watch this over and over again, even though I know it's big muscular guys in rubber monster suits. Like I said, I'm fine with that because the story is good. The acting for the most part is good. I mean, you got Luis Jordan as playing Arcane. I mean, in my opinion, his his role as Arcane is amazing. He is just an amazing, you know, villain and everything. And just yeah, Harry Manfredini's amazing score. I wouldn't mind getting a soundtrack of this, either CD or vinyl. I wouldn't care, but I would love to actually get the soundtrack for this and everything. But just honestly, I strongly urge. I mean, especially if you're looking for, if you don't mind a little bit of cheese, and yeah, if you're not against guys in rubber suits and stuff, I would honestly say, give Swamp Thing a try. This movie really deserves more love and appreciation that it's getting. And, I mean, when you consider, like, when you watch the bonus features and you consider, like, what Craven went through and you see the resulting movie, still, it's not bad. For a movie that, they kept messing with his budget, messing with his schedule and stuff like that. And honestly, this movie really does look good on 4K. And in my opinion, it is. I'm not sorry in the least that I bought this because, wow, this really is an improvement over the Scream Factory Blu-ray. And if you're a fan of this movie, yes, and you like 4K, definitely get this. Wow, thank you MVD. It's like I'm actually kind of surprised because I figured Scream Factory would have been the one to put this out, but MVD did it, and yeah. So anyway, I am so happy I got this, and honestly, give it a shot. It's a much better movie than people give it credit for. So that's it. So sorry about I went off on all these tangents and stuff, didn't I? But that's it. So if anybody took the time to watch this, I thank you for doing it, and I appreciate you for doing it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, would you please leave a like? And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And I forgot. I was going to do that at the beginning of the video. I'm sorry. I was going to try to get this out yesterday, but I didn't get this until late. So anyway, so I'm sorry about the lateness of the video. I wish I could have had it out by yesterday, but so that's it. So take care, everybody. Have a good night, and I'll see you later.